Good evening. It's March 12th. It's 5:30 p.m. We'll call the Village Fest Board meeting to order. Staff, could we have a roll call, please?
Yes, we have a Chair Roberts,
Present.
Vice Chair Gonell,
Here.
Board Member Anderson is currently absent, Board Member Garten,
Here.
Board Member Idell,
Here.
Board Member Alvarez,
Here.
Board Member Battersby,
Here.
and Main Street Marion is currently absent.
Are there any public comments either from people here present or online this evening? No. No. See none. How about board comments? Any board comments? No, seeing none. I'd like to take an opportunity on behalf of the board to welcome all of you here this evening. You are here on a very special week because we're about to celebrate the 32nd anniversary of VillageFest. So this Thursday downtown, there will be a celebration and cupcakes. If you're available, please come downtown and help us to celebrate 32 years of history in Palm Springs. That 32-year history is due in great part to all of you, the people who make VillageFest work. So thank you for being here and we welcome you. A little bit about what will happen tonight. In just a few minutes, we'll begin calling you up. The order of which we'll call you is in the agenda on the table there if you didn't see it. But you will have up to 5 minutes to address the board. Tell us why you think you should become a part of VillageFest. Tell us about what it is you're presenting. This is an artisan fair, so we're really looking for items that you put your soul and heart in and make at least 75% of. So to give you an example, while stringing beads is beautiful and lovely, we would not necessarily consider that an artisan craft. However, if you were polishing those beads or drilling those beads or wire wrapping those beads or adding your talent to that, that's really what we're looking for. So keep that in mind when you come up and talk to us. The people you'll be talking to tonight, there are 5 board members here. We will vote. We may have a late member come in, a 6th member who represents the downtown merchants who are very much a part of the VillageFest experience. So she could be here, maybe not, but she is not a voting member. And then 2 staff members from Palm Springs are here as well. I have one more thing I'd like to share with you. If you weren't already aware, one of our VillageFest entertainers, Abigail Carter, was just recently on American Idol on February 25th. Her performance was stellar. In fact, she was awarded a platinum ticket, which means when the contestants go to Hollywood, she skips the first round and goes to the second. So we're very proud of one of our VillageFest entertainers, and hopefully you can watch her. And with any luck at all, she'll come back and perform for us when she's famous.
They even gave her platinum ticket at VillageFest.
They did indeed.
Yes.
They did indeed. When you come up to speak, Board Member Anderson just arrived. He will be the official timer of the 5 minutes. You can speak up to 5 minutes, or you don't have to take 5 minutes, but he'll give you a warning in 4 minutes, so you know when your time's up. Okay, any correspondence?
We have none.
No, good. Consent calendar, let us entertain a motion on the agenda for this evening, please.
I'll move that we approve the agenda for this evening.
Thank you.
I second.
Thank you. Let us vote. Mitchell,
Aye.
Cheryl,
Aye.
Dan,
Aye.
I vote yes.
Aye.
Celia, Antonio, and David. Yes. The minutes for the meeting on February 13th, we would entertain a motion to approve those.
I move that we approve the minutes of February 13th.
I'll second. Let us vote. Mitchell,
Yes, excuse me, yes.
Cheryl,
Yes.
Dan,
Yes.
Greg, yes. Celia,
Yes.
Antonio,
Yes.
David. Yes, okay. Levita Waters, are you here?
Yes.
Are you going to serve food?
Yes.
Well, what I'd like to do, Levita, is ask you to come over here and begin to set up. And then we'll move on to the next vendor to give you a moment to get ready. Is that okay?
I think they're ready.
Are you ready? Or do you need some time? Okay. All right, so let's move on to Moonlight Lamps, Rick Kwan. Rick, I understand.
I'm here.
Video. Please go ahead. We're interested in hearing and seeing what you got to show us.
Okay, thank you. First of all, thank you for giving me an exception for I'm from Oregon. I went to California last week. I just came back. So basically, how I start my business was we have a traditional paper called hanji, and then I was so into it, so I went back to Korea, learn the history of it, and then they developed so far advanced from the past ago, so they make some product that I can able to use like functionally. I have a couple items for you guys. First of all, this is called a Moon One. I don't know if you can able to see. So basically, what we do, we don't use any like a bronze or any metal stuff. This is all that brown part that you see is all rice paper. So this rice paper called hanji. So hanji, which is rice paper. I use brown rice paper on the base and then color rice paper on the shade. Shades are protected with the clear plastic support on them. We have to layer panels of 36 panels of rice paper inside and outside. Underneath the stem, there's a metal frame structures go on, and then there's a wires comes in the back. So it's like a lamps. And then what's so special about the paper that I'm using is called traditional rice paper hanji. In order to process hanji, it takes about a year to make this paper. Durability on that, it lasts up to 1,000 years on them. Main concept or ideas are trying to preserve, usually for your lifetime, and make sure you put your names underneath the lamp and keep handed down to generation to generations. Or meet the process to the lamp, it takes about 2 weeks for the smaller size lamp, and then bigger piece go for 3 to 4 weeks to build one lamp. I don't know, you cannot able to see, but let me plug them in to show you guys how effective on that shades. That's how it looks.
Wow.
Very cool.
Yeah, everything I make is from the scratch. We don't have any molding or anything. It's all flat rice paper. That's why it takes so many hours to process one single lamp like this. So I saw you guys through the Instagram, and then I have my friend attending their market. I just met him last week. He's mentioned about the village. So I was like, I was going to go there, but I didn't have that opportunity because last board meeting was canceled. So I was like hoping to sell my lamp over there, show how beautiful they are in the live, and then I just like that weather over there because my stuff had to be dried. So at the Oregon, it's like we have too much rain, so our rooms are like pretty hot. So me and my wife are both graduate students from Korea too. So we love to show our lamp there and then show the beauty of my lamp especially at nighttime too. This is like right now it's afternoon, but it get darker and it get more beautiful, and you see all the detail work on my shades.
That's a good question. So you're up in Oregon now, are you prepared to, when are you prepared to start at VillageFest?
We right now we also have a couple shows I'm attending, and then also we have a planned show playing to the Las Vegas too. So I think it's a good idea to when we arrive there on the way, so I was stop by, open up my booth at the VillageFest.
How long did you say the pieces take to create?
It takes about 2 weeks for the smaller size. And then the bigger portion, it takes about 3 to 4 weeks. We also make the furniture with the rice paper, like a dresser, chair they can sit on. Those are takes about 3 to 4 months to build.
Wow. Do you have a large supply?
Larger pieces, you said?
Like, do you have many pieces if you're gonna come to Village Fest?
Yes, I
'Cause
mean,
these are very unique. I imagine that these will be quite successful. And you wouldn't want to have not enough product.
no, actually, me and my wife are making this product. We always working 24/7. We have a studio. I used to have a gallery at the downtown in Portland, Oregon. And then obviously the COVID hits, then we have to shut down that places. But now the rice paper we get every like year. We get a delivery time shipment because or to process rice paper takes about a year to make this paper. So I have to advancedly order the paper. So we are receiving them like large amount rice paper. So trying to use everything.
That's a question. So, you said it takes 2 weeks to make a lamp. It takes 2 weeks for the paper to cure. But
Yes,
you're-
so there's a
Have you
process.
done-
Yeah, it's process that we have to go through. So I send out all the photo of the how the lamp process. A lot of time it's all layer after layer. So we assemble a couple of them, let them sit and dry, and then we have to go next day, go around and then do another shade. Obviously, each piece are very, very different shapes. So more need to be time to more dry. Small ones need to be less time to dry. So that's why times are approximately about 2 weeks to build.
And so how many are you making simultaneously over the course of?
About 10, about a week, 2 weeks.
I guess I'm not understanding the economics. If it's
Well, it's up to him.
5 a week, right? You're only.
Oh, 10.
10 a week. 10 over 2 weeks, you said.
Yeah, 5. Okay, let's say 5 a week. That's 5 a week. Okay.
Okay, okay.
And do you take special orders?
I have an online store, and then I have a work with the interior art designers and the locally, and then we sit together, brainstorm their houses. They take a photo of one of the section, and then I kind of sketch it. And then if they like the drawing, I start making from the drawing.
One last question. Maybe I didn't understand something, but you mentioned other furniture, chairs or tables or anything, but you wouldn't be you wouldn't be
Yes.
selling those there, right? You would refer those to your website?
No, I bring the chair like a dresser, only the like big art shows, like. But the market wise, because I have to transport all that stuff, I only have a limit of space on my car. That's why I sell the lamp, but we do sell the furniture at the gallery too. So I won't sell it at the market though. It's kind of it will damage. So I love to keep them, more safer.
So can I ask what type of inventory you actually have on hand right now that you'll bring to the marketplace with you?
Oh, like smaller lamp like this.
Yeah.
And then I also,
How many do you have?
oh, right now I have about 50.
Okay.
I think I'm more than 50 because we are still working on it right now.
Holding those down in your vehicle.
Mhm.
Okay.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other board questions?
No, not a question, but a comment, just a heads up, Rick, your business license in Palm Springs does expire in the next 2 weeks,
Good one.
March 21st, 2024.
Did he hear you?
No,
Sorry, I was just saying, your business license for Palm Springs expires on March 21st, 2024, just a heads up.
Oh, yes. So that was it was the first time I selling my lamp at the California. I sell locally here in Oregon. So I I went into the website and they said you have to give us the date which you want, the date that you like to visit there. And then somehow during that time I didn't had a board meeting was canceled last week, so I couldn't able to get in there. That's why I can change the license and dates and everything. So they said I can able to do it online. So
Perfect. Just want to make sure that was.
I think we're ready for a motion.
I'll make a motion that we accept Moonlight Lamp into VillageFest.
You're a second.
I'll second.
Thank you. Let us vote. Mitchell,
Yes,
Cheryl,
Yes.
Dan,
Yes.
I vote yes. Celia,
Yes, 100%.
Antonio,
Yes.
David. Yes. Congratulations, Rick.
thank you very much. I'm happy to visit there as soon as I can.
Good. You will be in touch with Faith and she will make arrangements for you to go through orientation to get you set up.
starting them with you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Levita, are you ready? You're on. One more before you start. Mary Ruth Torres, are you here?
just give me a little stack and I'll go through.
We shouldn't be talking.
Sorry.
Sorry, it's,
know,
we're very
but-
confused on these
Okay,
applications.
I'm just saying.
Is Mary Ruth Torres here?
Aren't you doing something?
Oh, do you have stuff to set up?
Yeah.
When they begin, you may want to bring your stuff up and begin to set up so that you're ready when your turn comes, okay? Sorry, you're on. Thank you. If you push the button, so the green light comes on, we're all ears. This is the next.
My name is Lavita, from Uncle D's Smokehouse Barbecue and Grill. This is one of our daughters, and that's Uncle D in the back, in the black shirt. And, we've gone to Village Fest about 3 times. And we did like the atmosphere, and some of our other customers would always say, "Are you guys at Village Fest? Are you guys at Village Fest?" And we always said, "No, maybe one day." So I, emailed Faye and kept in contact with her, and then she said there could possibly be an opening. So we're here to present our #1 seller. It is our smoked pulled pork, and it is smoked over wood for 8 to 10 hours. It's smoked over wood for 8 to 10 hours, and we have homemade pickled onions on it. And the coleslaw, sassy slaw, it's on the side because some people don't like coleslaw. And then we have pickles and barbecue sauce on it. So, also we have Nacho Mama's barbecue baked beans. Those 2 are our best sellers.
That's good. Okay. Nacho Mama.
And we would love for you to sample us. We've been in business for 2.5 years. When my husband and I were dating, of course, I'm trying to make a good impression and cook. I made him the baked beans, and he said, I could make a barbecue business around this. And so he wanted to open up a restaurant. I said no. He kept bugging me. I still said no. And then one day he said, well, let's get a barbecue smoker trailer. I said, okay. And so, like I said, we've been in business 2.5 years, and we're a family-oriented business. Everyone that works for us is part of our family. I have brothers, sister-in-laws, other children. We're all one family. And that's about it. Any questions?
Are you a brick and mortar store or?
No, we're a 20-foot mobile smoker food trailer. We have a CTO, old hickory inside of the trailer, and we also have a 8-foot mobile smoker trailer. Because sometimes we need the trailer inside and the trailer outside. We've done weddings. The most we've ever cooked for is maybe 250 people.
Wow.
We're everywhere in the city, everywhere in Coachella Valley.
Wonderful.
Will you be bringing the 20-foot or the 8-foot trailer?
We will be bringing the actual trailer, the 20-foot trailer.
Beautiful.
The 8-foot mobile smoker is only like when we do 200 and some odd people, we really need to get a lot of food out at one time. Other than that, at VillageFest, we'll be using our 20-foot 2022 20-foot trailer.
I love it. Olivia, this is really good.
Thank you.
All the flavors, whatever you've done with this is delicious.
Thank
I think
you.
it's the pickled onions that make a big difference.
Yes.
Yes, yeah, they're delicious.
Yes, those are homemade. Some people want to buy those in a little gift thing with a little bow. And I've been thinking about maybe selling those at VillageFest because they want to pickle onions by themselves to take them home and do whatever they want to do. And then the pulled pork, we've sold that by the pound. The most I've ever sold is maybe 50 pounds. And
One person bought 50 pounds?
yes, because he was having a birthday party
Oh.
and he didn't want to do the meat.
Yeah.
So he ordered the 50 pounds of pulled pork and I think 40 pounds of tri-tip.
I did look at your folder, but is it more than just the sandwiches you're selling?
Oh, yes, we're
Yes.
selling the sandwiches, pulled pork nachos,
And pound.
ribs, smoked ribs, macaroni and cheese, the sassy slaw, greens.
And by the pound,
Oh, by the pound or on the sandwich.
all right.
But normally when it's by the pound, people have pre-ordered that. Because if you come to the trailer and want to purchase by the pound, you've taken all of our inventory.
Right.
So normally they will call and they'll set up, how many pounds or how many racks or things like that.
Thank you.
Delicious.
Thank you.
So did I see that you have banana pudding?
Yes, yes.
So just as an FYI, there is a pudding vendor that's all puddings and
Oh.
banana pudding is their
Number one seller.
premier, yeah.
Okay.
So you have a little competition on that.
Okay, well,
Just want to make sure you know that before you decide. to put it.
right, okay. I'm not afraid of competition.
Good. One thing was a good answer.
I love that you're from Desert Hot Springs and from the area, and I'm sure that that's gonna work out great.
You're right. When my husband and I were in the market to buy another house, I said, just give me the checkbook and I'll do the rest.
Faith, just a question for you, they would go into the food court if they're approved.
Yeah.
Is there room for the 20-foot trailer, is that?
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. So, the smoke factor, like, they're
Yeah.
smoking it, there's a lot of smoke that comes from the trailer.
No, we're not gonna be smoking there.
Okay.
But the smoker, the CTO Old Hickory is bolted to the floor of the trailer. So it's
Okay.
not like, I can take it out. It's bolted to the.
Oh, right. I was just wondering like if there's gonna be smoke coming up.
Oh, no, no.
Okay, okay.
What's the size of our spaces again?
12 by 10.
That's right, okay.
Yeah, but we have a rule that allows for
Yeah.
double for trailers.
Your pulled pork is great.
Thank you.
So are the beans.
The beans are fabulous. The beans are fabulous.
All the sides are, I do, my daughter and I, and then, Daryl does all the meat.
I can't wait to taste the ribs.
And there's,
Daryl Uncle D?
yes,
Okay.
yes, he's Uncle D.
Any other board questions for?
Not at all.
Are we ready for a motion?
I'll move that we approve Uncle D's Smokehouse Barbecue and Grill.
I'll second it.
Good, let's vote. David,
Yes.
Antonio,
Yes.
Celia,
Yes.
yes, Dan,
Yes.
Cheryl,
Absolutely.
and Mitchell.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I love barbecue and that was really good.
Well, I don't, she's got to taste like dog bark. There's no certain doesn't.
There's not very many good barbecue places.
That's what I'm thinking. A lot of them taste like barbecue sauce out of the can.
Yes.
Ms. Torres, are you ready or do you need a few more minutes?
The next.
Green
Is
color.
that your job? Yes.
Thank you.
I'm her nephew, so I'm more here to translate than anything. If you guys have any questions, I'll have to be asking her.
Thank you.
But yeah, my dear
Communications director.
exactly, yeah, that's a good way to word it. My dear's business is named Rincon Venezolano. We're from Venezuela. She came prepared with arepas, which is like our most traditional dish. She brought drinks. She brought the salsa, that's also a tradition to us. She, at the moment, is selling at the Desert Hot Springs Street Fair. We heard about the Palm Springs Street Fair. I mean, I've been growing up several times. I love going there. It's my favorite street fair to visit. I love how popular it is. I love the museum, everything about it. So I always urge her to try to do what she can to make it there because I know it'd be good business for her. So I think it would be a good time to pass out the food, right?
Go back, right?
Where we make.
Anything else to add to your story?
know.
Yeah.
How long have you been around and it's all family? or-
Yeah, it's all family right now. She,
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
Good. In November.
so November, it's been around since November. That would be the first, yeah, the first time she started selling on Pearson. She sets up like a whole booth. She brings in like a kitchen to cook.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was right there. Yeah, but since November, she started that, and it's all family right now. Yeah.
Is it?
What is the sign?
That might be
Yeah, yeah, it's a garlic sauce. Yeah,
Sorry, grandma talk.
Are you her son,
I'm her nephew.
her nephew? So you all work together?
Yeah, yeah. And this is what we use to make the arepas. It's like the flour that we use. It's made out of corn.
Okay, so how many different kinds of filming is this?
¿Cuántos diferentes mezclas tiene?
Muchas, 10 variedades.
She said there's like around 10 varieties of.
10, that are there.
Yeah.
Really good.
The price point's really good, $8.
Would this be the portion that they would be serving? at
No,
VillageFest?
so
Would it
these
be
are
larger?
sample sizes that she had made for you guys. They are a bit bigger.
And the one for order, or is it?
It is going to order.
It's larger.
They are larger.
The person being, this is the cheese. Doesn't look nice. Cheese.
This is chicken and cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And try the garlic sauce.
Brought water.
This drink is parchita. Forgot the translation of parchita in English, but I think it's what's parchita? Yeah.
Maracuya?
Yeah.
Passion fruit.
Passion fruit, there it is. Yeah, that's passion fruit juice.
No, this is. Really good. Pick one of good.
My brother, do you know how to translate? You don't see you.
Pleasure from the sauce.
Is this sugar? What are you using it in?
In the drink.
Oh, so yeah, it's like molasses almost, it's like unrefined sugar. So they use a brown piloncillo, it's like a unrefined raw sugar, usually in the little cones, probably in the grocery store. It doesn't taste like brown sugar, it tastes more like almost molasses.
Molasses.
Yeah.
This is good.
Yeah.
David doesn't drink sugar.
Which one is this? Which one is this?
That one is the one that he was talking about.
Passion fruit.
Oh, that's
Oh, no, I think passion fruit is the one that's more yellow.
Can we halt for a minute? What's with the folders? We used to always.
It's- It's mixed up because we were going two different
We're
directions.
passing them this way. Okay. Starting with
This
Mitchell,
this is the next retail one or craft one that will be coming around. I believe the food ones already went this way that we've seen.
I'm just used to a routine.
I-
Some of
It's
us
a
looked
little
at them
off.
earlier, so.
Okay.
Any other board questions, comments?
Would you guys be planning on adding anything else, or will you be selling anything else at the booth, or are you just gonna be selling at a bus?
So, ¿qué más vamos a vender? Vamos a vender arepas.
A ver, arepas, peluca, empanada, hasta por el momento eso, y bebidas.
Okay. Arepas,
Mhm.
empanadas, which are
Arepa,
similar
yeah.
form, popcorn and drinks.
Faith, are empanadas on the application?
I'm putting in right now.
And then for the popcorn, and what way you're gonna be presenting the popcorn?
We're just drinking them all.
Yeah.
that-
Ajá, esa que yo, así como cuando vas a la feria. Sí.
Is it just gonna be popcorn, or is it gonna have salt?
Pero se hacen en el momento, todo.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
so you're gonna be popping popcorn there in the stall?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fresh
that's good.
popcorn, nice.
Fresh popcorn there on the spot, yeah, why not?
¿Quieren más arepas?
Anybody want more arepas?
Delicious.
More what?
More arepas?
Oh, yeah.
Will
If
you
you
be
offer.
attending as well, to help translate?
Yeah, I'll be attending, and then her sons also speak
Okay.
English, and they're there most of the time.
Oh, great, thank you.
The food is delicious,
Mhm.
and
It is, very good.
I'm pleased to add another international cuisine. We don't have Venezuelan, so this will be a nice addition.
Thank
Are we ready for a motion?
I think so. Anybody not ready?
I make a motion.
I think Mitchell wants to eat a little bit more.
I'll second the motion.
So we have a motion
I
and
second
a
it.
second. Let's vote. David,
Yes.
Antonio,
Absolutely.
Celia.
Yes.
I vote yes. Dan,
Yes, delicious.
Cheryl,
Yes.
and Mitchell.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bien rico toda la comida.
¿Cómo?
Bien rico toda la
Sí,
comida.
qué bueno, qué bueno que le gustó. Muchas gracias por permitirme, darme la oportunidad.
Por supuesto.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you. Muchas gracias.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Y ponle si quieren.
Yeah, you guys want more because.
I think the audience is.
Well, depends how much more food we have to eat tonight. Let's look. Oh,
¿Quieren?
only
¿Quieren
one
probarla?
food.
And what are you talking about?
Vamos a traer arepa.
I wouldn't do it here, but maybe for later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll make it.
So there we go, see?
Yo también, antes de irme, ahí me lo pones, ya yo me lo llevo. Ya.
Oh, okay. That's after that.
Or did she- Faith, is Steve here? What did you say to us? Is there someone missing tonight? No.
Not sure. Brenda?
Very chaotic today.
Could you move everything into a pan so that we can move the meeting on? Maybe. Diego, if she could put everything in an aluminum pan there and just leave it there, then
Yes.
we'd like to move the meeting on. That would be great.
Rena Dan.
Raina or Rena? Daniel, did I say your name correctly?
You did, Rena.
Rena, good, thank you.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
I'm Rena Daniel, Wonder of Ceramics. I started off as a hobbyist ceramicist, and sold my stuff locally, small stores in the 29 Palms area. I'm from Wonder Valley. However, over the, Highway 62 tours, I got an opportunity to show my stuff at the local community college. And sold out pretty quickly, to the point where it's a 3-week tour. And everything sold that I had to show sold out in the first week. So I started making some more stuff. The things that I don't usually sell and I keep for myself because I thought they were irregular or not perfect, sold out the second week. And by the third week, I had a new batch of stuff ready to go, and those sold out. So it was quite a surprise, especially what sold. So I'm presenting my handmade organic shaped ceramic bowls for you to see today. So these are one of a kind. Every one is different. They're made completely by hand. I have a kiln at home. I buy the clay, I buy the dyes, I mix them up. Here's another one. And I mold them and then I let them fall into shape. And surprised I was to find that these kind of organic shape bowls were the most popular and sold out the most quickly. I would have thought it would be the more traditional, even round bowls. But those kind of languished and did not really sell. But these somehow, and I love them myself.
Pass those around?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Cool, that's beautiful.
So I've sold quite a few of these, about 40. And typically when I sell in town near Joshua Tree, people, my customers are typically tourists, so they buy the smaller stuff. But during art tours and when I have visitors from Palm Springs, they tend to buy the bigger pieces. I also do some sculptural work, but for the purposes of the VillageFest, I thought that the bowls would be a good product.
And you do all the glazing as well?
I do all the glazing, yes. So I have a studio at home. I buy the raw clay, mix it, color it with dyes, and glaze and fire. These are porcelain, so these are all porcelain.
Oh,
But I also have them in stoneware.
You have a kiln at home?
I do.
Where you- Oh, nice.
So I have a question, is there a reason why you don't glaze the bottom?
Just because it rests on the kiln, so,
Okay.
that's so it doesn't stick, and anywhere that's glazed can stick to the kiln. So you can see sometimes on your plates and bowls, they'll have the foot, and at the bottom of the foot is unglazed, so that's when it rests on the kiln, it doesn't stick.
So is there a way to smooth this? 'Cause I can tell you that if I put this on my table, it's gonna scratch.
Yeah, so these actually came out of the kiln, today.
Yeah.
So I made a batch of these, today for the kiln, because I sold everything else that I kind of had.
This one's.
So usually I take a grinding stone
Okay.
and I grind it down.
So
I
these,
just-
these will be, but this one's got like a nipple on it.
No, I can grind that down. I just didn't have the time to do this. When I opened the kiln this morning, it was like 1,000 degrees. And I didn't have time to do the little finishing that I usually like to do with them. What I will do is I can either use a grinder or I can submerge it in water and use a diamond kind of grater. It's got a diamond
Yeah, just
pad.
need to polish them,
Yeah.
because I could tell you that there was one there I loved, and I would be there, I would look at it, I love it. And I would think, I can't buy this, it's gonna scratch my table.
Yeah. So I absolutely, I just didn't have a chance to finish.
Okay,
these
good,
off.
excellent, yeah.
They came hot out of the kiln.
They're just great for those.
Right. Beautiful.
Well, thank you for bringing us brand new products.
are they dishwasher safe?
They're dishwasher safe, they're food safe, they're microwave safe. I've used them for salad bowls. I've had people use them for mixing bowls because you can actually pour out of these fairly easily. Decorative fruit bowls, bread bowls. I know it's one thing, but you can find multiple ways to use a bowl, and I think that's what made them very popular, the utility of them.
I think the story behind the fact you thought these were your junk, which has turned into your business.
Yeah, it was.
And I think that's a great story.
Thank you. No, it was quite a surprise to me because initially I was hesitant to even put anything in the show. I had some sculptural pieces which sold as well, but I was like, oh, I have one of these at home. Actually, it was one similar to this one. It was black and white. So I was like, I'll bring that in and see what happens. And it sold within an hour. And so the young lady who was kind of hosting well, letting people in and guiding them around, she said, you know, your piece sold. Do you have any more? And so I was like, oh, look around the studio and see what's left. And I just brought everything in and they all kind of sold, so.
Are they all the same size? Is it, so is it, you make smaller balls, because you mentioned that people like to buy the smaller ones?
Yeah, so I make some smaller ones that are in a more deserty color. They're brown and beige and with some black clays. I use those clays that are these are dyed, so I dye them to get these bright colors. Those clays are more, I just use a natural color. It's more, I think, what the tourist market likes in Joshua Tree. So those, and they're in small sizes, so it's easy for people to buy and travel with.
More
And those-
earthy looking, is that what you mean, that they're more earthy?
They're more earthy looking, yeah. But these are more kind of sunsetty. I find this reminds me of the mountains. This reminds me of like the prickly pear cactus, you know, the flowers and the green, and it's very abstract.
Yeah.
But I find myself looking at these and seeing all the different shapes kind of emerge from the clay. So I never know what it's gonna look like. I mix the colors together, I lay them out, and then lo and behold, you see like even in this, you have like a mountainscape that has kind of formed there. And I don't know, I
Well,
find
the
it.
uniqueness is so much of what we're looking for.
Right.
It's what is successful. It's for so many of our vendors.
And everyone is different.
Yes.
And everyone, I think, appeals to a different person and what they're looking for. But the utility is there. Among everything I've sold, these are sold the fastest and the best. And I wish I could get them all, but I would love to share them with.
Do you have enough stock, do you think? You said you sold out of a lot of things. If you, when you start up at VillageFest, you have enough, but you might sell out again?
I think that I can make about 20 to 30 of these a week.
Oh,
When I did have a production schedule to make, when I felt, okay, let's try to see how many we can sell, definitely was able to turn out about 20 of them in that 2-week period. And that's not really trying very hard.
Yeah.
I think if the demand was there, we could definitely meet the demand. And I have my husband to help there. He can do all the heavy kneading and mixing. And I can take care of the more artistic stuff at the end.
You certainly are doing what we're looking for as an artist.
Oh, thank you.
Your work is very nice. I personally would like to see a set of smaller.
That's what I was gonna ask.
for
Can you do
serving
that?
peanuts and things like that.
So-
This is the thought. I
Yeah,
mean,
so I do, I actually, if you have a chance to check out my Instagram page, one of them is a set of 4 stackable bowls. They're in this kind of black and white coloration. They were actually inspired by a rock. I tried to put the rock right next to them so you could see the inspiration.
oh, wow.
And yeah, so I can actually make them to fit in with to fit inside each other and make smaller ones. But somehow these were the most popular item. Those took a little longer to sell. People like the one of and unique nature of these the most, so.
And what do those sell for? That size?
I typically sell these for, well, this is porcelain, so I might sell these a little more, but typically between $80 and $100.
So you mentioned that they're dishwasher safe, but if they're baked clay, and it's,
Porcelain.
are they all porcelain?
So this is stoneware,
So
so.
that's what I'm asking.
This-
So,
And this is porcelain.
yeah,
Yeah.
but if it's dry unglazed clay underneath, that would saturate, wouldn't it? in the dishwasher?
No, it's not a problem because for both stoneware and porcelain, they are porous when fired. So I fire this, these are considered high fire clays. So I fire them to such a temperature that they are very low porosity. I think this has like a 2% porosity, and this one might have a 3% porosity. The porcelain is a little bit less porous than the stoneware, but I've never had any issues with these. Now, I wouldn't do this with low fire clay. When I first started, I made a bunch of things with low fire clay, and that, even when fired, absorbs a lot of water and it's not good. But these are fine.
I ruined dishes with that. Why? I had handmade dishes from Mexico, and I put them in the dishwasher and they saturated through and it stained.
They might be low fire, they might be
They
low fire,
probably-
but
were, yeah.
we can, I use these at home as well.
Good,
And
Beautiful.
The only challenge is maybe fitting it in the dishwasher sometimes, because it's a large bowl, but, other than that, we've had no problems with, I eat my spaghetti in a bowl.
Any other
much like
board
this.
questions for Raina? We're ready for a motion.
I'll make a motion that we accept this vendor into Villages.
I'll second that.
Thank you. Let's vote. David?
Yes.
Antonio?
Yes.
Celia?
Yes.
Yes. Dan?
Yes.
Cheryl?
Yes.
And Mitchell?
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Beautiful work.
Thank you so much, and this has been great. I actually wanted to stay and watch like everybody else.
You're welcome, sir. Mr. Lopez, are you here?
Yes,
Do you need time to prep?
yeah, I wasn't sure where I was on the list and then,
You're next, so why don't you prep and then we'll
Okay.
call someone up and then
Yes.
you'll go next, okay?
okay, thank you.
Good. Lydia Pope.
We're going on to.
Right?
Yeah.
I was like, I'm very excited.
Not Olivia, Lydia.
The best show on TV.
Let's stand.
Yes, I am the fixer.
Good.
Hello, how are you guys?
Are you having an affair with the president too?
No one's supposed to know about that. Hi, I'm Liv Pope. I am the Director of Revenue Operations for House Galore, which is also known as PS Drag Brunch here in Palm Springs. We're gonna be an attractions vendor. We're primarily going to be selling tickets to our show. We do drag brunch over at the Saguaro in Palm Springs. We have shows on Friday at 10 a.m. and Saturday and Sunday. We both have shows at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. We probably serve about 700 people in the weekend. So we sell lots of tickets. Most of them are for out of towners. So we really want an opportunity to kind of hit those locals as well as getting some walk-ins. Our tickets can get kind of difficult to get. So by having a booth, we hope to be able to get people who are in town that maybe have arrived on a Wednesday or Thursday, and then also get those locals to be able to get those tickets in. We also sell merchandise. This is all things that are designed by the Galores. So everything is, we do outsource our merch, but it is all designed by Galores. Galore is the name of our drag queens in our company. So Rosemary Galore is our main drag queen, and we have Victoria Galore and Alexa Galore. And then we also have Kiki Master.
They live here a long time? Well, that's
Yes, they
good.
So I'm super excited because I'm a native to Palm Springs, born and raised, and I have been going to VillageFest since I was young and, 15, 16, running around, going to Joy's store and Victory Tide and all that. So very big part of my life was VillageFest. And so it's exciting to think that I might be in a booth.
So where does this fall in terms of, since she's selling merchandise as well as informing
right?
and tickets and informing, so how does this, where does this fit?
They fit into the attraction category,
Right.
which is a
Even though-
category we don't normally have a lot of vendors in, but this is one that fits into it, even selling items.
We also would like to have like.
Firebird?
Oh, sorry.
Isn't that how we did the Firebirds?
Yes.
I have a question about that.
Well, we have several pieces of merchandise that don't, like this shirt, for example, that don't have Saguaro on it. So if that's a problem with the branding, we don't have to sell it.
As long as it's branded.
Please.
Yeah, as long as it's branded with what it is that you're approving, it's allowed. So we couldn't probably, you probably could do just a Saguaro, but because it has the drag brunch on it and that's the business you're approving.
But
Does PS Drag Brunch been copyrighted?
Yes. That's my
Sure.
CEO over there.
Oh.
My CEO over there is just.
Wanted to make sure.
So back to the mug, if it's got somebody else's logo on it, they perform at the Saguaro over there, since they don't own the rights to the logo.
Thank you.
I don't know the answer to that question.
I'm sorry, I didn't.
So the Saguaro is an entirely another business that they don't own.
That's what, yeah, that's.
It's still-
So the question is, can they brand something without the permission of the Saguaro Can we allow
My,
them?
my
to-
company, you already
ask you,
sell that
are
at
you-
the brunch.
Yes.
So that is an item that they already sell at the drag
So they already
brunch, at the
received permission to do
saguaro,
so.
so yeah.
Yes,
So you have an agreement with the cigar?
yes, we have a
Okay.
contract with them. Are all your events at the Saguaro or are they other places as well?
They are currently all at the Saguaro. We do have, for example, this Sunday, we have a scheduled conflict with the Saguaro, so we're hosting it at Impala for a one-time shot kind of a thing. So we have the capability to go to other venues, but we have a contract that we will also be at the Saguaro. It's not exclusive, so we can be in other places, but currently we are only at the Saguaro.
I gotta be honest, I still have a problem with putting that brand, because it's not this brand.
The Saguaro?
And especially because they're not exclusive to it. If they were only exclusive to the Saguaro, then I understand it. But they're not. They couldn't sell that mug even when they go to Impala this week.
We don't have to have Saguaro branded merchandise at the show, at the VillageFest. But we do have, it is not only allowed, but preferable for the
Okay.
Saguaro for us to have them branded with us, because it's free advertising for them as well.
Yeah.
So they are in approval of us having their name on
I'm
it.
not the boss.
I'm
I
sorry.
personally have a problem with it, but if no one else does, then.
It's the most accessible hotel for locals and for out of towners to visit and enjoy the drag brunch. There should not be any problem. Your guys' partnership on
Yeah, if you have a partnership with them, an agreement with them
Yes.
and have expressed from them the ability to use their
Yes.
name, then I
100%.
think we're fine.
Yes,
Is the show kid friendly?
yes, we allow all ages.
Okay.
We do have a waiver people sign, just to let everybody know that, there's some adult content, things like that, but kids are completely allowed with the consent of their parents.
So the tickets that you're selling, are you that night, are you selling for that next Sunday? Or are
Yeah,
you
so we-
selling for,
So if it's a Thursday night, we can sell for the very next morning on a Friday if we have availability. It just really depends, but we should have availability. We have a reserved seat for walk-in capability, which would be the Thursday night show, or Thursday night selling. And then, yeah, so it could be that weekend, it could be the following weekend, whatever they want kind of availability to be.
I'm sorry, I might have missed this. Will you have queens there performing? Or
We do want to have queens there, maybe not performing, but just kind of a meet and greet type thing. So we do want to have queens there, maybe walking around a little bit, handing out flyers if possible. We probably won't have them for the entire length of the Village Fest, maybe like the middle 2 hours kind of a thing.
well, if you've never sit in high heels, and I have, I can understand that.
I'm actually shocked nobody's done this here before, at Village Fest. I think it's great. It's so Palm Springs. I mean,
Yeah, I
it's-
actually have a flyer as well, just so you guys can look at it.
So are the tickets you're selling, if it's already sold out, you're then selling the walk-in tickets on Thursday night?
Right, so the goal is,
That's great, because a lot of people will try to make reservations, and there's nothing left, they're like, well, I'm only gonna be here this week.
Right.
exactly,
Otherwise, I would say it would be kind of a fool's errand to sell them on Thursday for,
Like-
anyone except locals. Yeah.
exactly, yeah, I completely agree, and that's what
That's great.
we've seen, and so that's why we're kind of thinking this might be a great solution to that problem.
This is a diverse community and a diverse city. I hope you make yourself present
Yes,
when you're on the street.
Yeah.
That's-
thank you, yeah, that's the plan.
So what does the booth look like? Because the picture is from, and
It's,
Inside
that
the
is from
store.
inside the Saguaro, so it would be similar to that as far as the table covering, we have the racks of clothing, and then a layout, but it would be, into the canopy that we would
you will have
drive.
the canopy. Okay.
Right, yes, and so I've already, I've gone through
You're
the,
gonna need it in the warmer months.
yeah, I've gone
Very
through
sad, yeah.
everything, I've made sure that all the things I got are on the list, and I'm trying to make sure I'm within the confines of the,
Fun, very fun.
What are the three packages?
So there's Basic Bitch, which is our cheapest tickets. There are Mean Girls, which are the next level up, and then there are Divas.
Explain the levels.
So they all include ticket to the show and a 3-course meal. That's all the basic gets basically, and then the Mean Girls gets bottomless mimosas as well, and then the Diva gets all of that plus extended menu options, an exclusive dessert, Palm Springs Fierce Fan, which is like makes this loud snap noise and has a queen on it, which are actually in the picture on the booth, you might see them, and then they also get priority seating, so like the best seats.
So it's $70 for the basic, and then how much are the next ones?
And then it's $89.95 for the Mean, and then $115 for the Divas. That's
Awesome.
all food and the show.
Any more questions for Liv? We're ready for a motion. Oh,
So
sorry.
does the basic one not include alcohol? Are you?
Correct, the basic
I
one.
love that idea to
Yeah.
have something like this that you could go to, because I know not everybody drinks.
And we can also do, what we also do is if you want to get a diva because you want the diva treatment, if you will, you can still get that. And then we do a discount for people who don't drink. So a $10 off per ticket that doesn't drink.
I love that. I love that
That's
idea
great.
instead of encouraging a lot of.
Yeah.
drinking.
We
Yeah.
want to advertise that specifically, 'cause you're
Right.
speaking to a lot of people that.
We will definitely, we will have a really strong guest services team. So what we do is we get those calls that come in and they say, oh, you know, we don't advertise it, and the reason why is because some people will abuse it.
Mhm.
If they say, well, I don't, drink, or how my party doesn't drink and half my party does, and then we get those bottomless mimosa champagne bottle on it, and all of a sudden everyone has a glass full of it, so we don't advertise it, but we do, if someone just requests it, we automatically accommodate.
So true.
And how many do you seat at a brunch?
We can do up to 130 right now. We are planning on expanding to 200 here shortly.
Wow.
Yeah.
We ready for a motion, Liv? Thank you.
I'll move that we approve Made with Love.
I'll score.
I'll second it.
Good. Let us vote. Mitchell,
Yes.
Cheryl,
Yes.
Dan,
Yes.
I vote yes.
Yes.
Celia, Antonia,
Yes.
and David.
Just one last question. Are we,
David, we need to vote.
yes,
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I mean, it could have been conditional, couldn't I? Said about the Segura thing, I don't.
You could have abstained if you wanted to,
Okay, I
but
just wasn't sure if that was a resolution.
we voted, you passed. You may ask a question now if you have a quick question.
No, no,
Oh,
I just
okay.
asked, it came up here, I didn't know.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Congratulations.
Bring on the queens. We want
I
to
think
get
it's
to,
great that.
you know, you really should have brought us a whole
Yes.
show. I'm just saying. If you notice, the food people are feeding us.
And the mimosas.
Yeah, it's bottomless. Bottomless mimosa.
Now we have Mr. Lopez, Mr. Clamato.
Hello.
Hello.
How are ya?
No,
Yeah.
good.
Good, good.
Third file.
So, yeah. Mr. Clamato, it started in 2016. We're just recently opened a location in the city of Coachella. Just last year in May. It started in Bakersfield, California, in 2016 off of a mobile trailer, grew into a storefront. So now we carry both locations there. We just opened here in the valley. And yeah, I'm in the valley because, well, yeah, I've been with my wife for about 15 years. She's born and raised in India. And we're out here all the time. I loved it. And I saw the capability, a lot of potential here. And originally, I wanted to bring a food truck. I found a storefront. I opened here and yeah, so it's been exciting. I've been trying to get involved with the most I can here in the valley. I joined the chamber, etc. I heard about the VillageFest. I came to check it out one Thursday and it was beautiful. Like, man, this has a lot of potential if I come in here and to expose more of the product itself, the brand. And so what we have here, we brought today is it's a ceviche, a shrimp ceviche. We also have a shrimp taco. It's called Taco Gobernador. We have a marlin taco. It's a fish taco in a chipotle sauce. It's traveled from Coachella to here, so probably cooled down already. And then the waiting time, but yeah, so
Is there bacon in this?
there's no bacon in there. Yeah,
Is there any calamari?
no calamari.
Clam chowder. Is there clam chowder?
So clam chowder itself, yeah, that was my initial thought to bring into the VillageFest. Just the season, we do it seasonal at all of our locations, yeah. And I feel that, yeah, it's warming up.
Yeah.
I think it's on its way out, even at our restaurants, we're kind of already pushing it out. We're doing smaller batches and stuff. But if you guys would want clam chowder, I could for sure still do clam chowder just for this event, yeah.
Now, did you open the store on Tockwitz?
I'm sorry,
Did you open a restaurant on Tockwitz?
it's on Harrison. Highway 86,
Coachella.
yeah.
They were going.
Okay, but you were open a storefront here in Palm Springs on top of.
No, you know what, I was
There
dealing
was
with a
something
real.
called Clamatos. There was a sign up there for a very long time.
Oh, well, I was talking to a realtor here, local realtor, I was thinking, I was open for anything in the valley, literally. So I saw a few places within Palm Springs, La Quinta, etc. But yeah, we ended up opening in
Cause
Coachella.
there's a sign.
It was a different family,
Okay, 'cause it looked like the same logo.
different logo.
Okay. Okay.
They're gone.
So this second one is not meat? What's the other one?
One shrimp and one is fish. So, yeah, it's a saucy fish, we saute with some veggies and then a chipotle sauce.
Okay.
Everything homemade, literally almost, like, not almost, 100%, all our sauces, all our foods, everything is made in-house. Even our clam chowder itself too.
Any other questions for?
Now, I'm probably a baby.
Yeah, it's spicy.
This is really spicy. Do you
Yeah.
warn people how spicy this is?
That didn't taste
Yeah.
like
It didn't taste
something
spicy. Oh my
yet.
God,
No, it's-
I'm about to have my tongue fall out of my mouth. I'm sure it's delicious, but
Yeah.
everything else is really good. I just, that.
And honestly, yeah, so the whole menu basically got built with spice. But everything, almost 90% of our menu is all, we could, cause it's made to order, we could make it, if a customer asks, hey, no spice or less spice, etc., we make it to wherever they ask for, yeah.
Any other questions?
Obviously, you wouldn't be selling beer, right?
No. Yeah, so that's what we got popular on is actually our Chavela mix. It's a michelada mix. And that's our like top seller. We've ended up bottling our mix. We retail it now into stores, etc. It'd be cool to maybe sell our mix there, you know, what I mean, as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you take it home and you prep your own Bloody Caesar, Bloody Mary even, or Bloody Beer, michelada, you know? Yeah.
And have you copyrighted the name? Can't ask that
The,
question.
for the bottling for the retail business, we had to switch our name up. For the restaurants itself, we hadn't had a problem. But for the retail, yeah, we switched it to Mr. Chavela Michelada.
Okay.
Yeah, that's our bottle that we retail into stores.
Well, Clamato is a brand.
Yeah,
too.
that's what I was
gonna
Yes,
say. Yeah,
Well, he's Mr.
yeah.
yeah.
Any other questions? We're ready for a motion. There is one.
Did you want to add in so you could sell it in the bottles? We're gonna add the mix on there.
Are you going to want to sell that?
Yeah, please, yeah.
That's oh, I don't say anything.
I move that we accept Mr. Clamato into VillageFest.
We have a second.
I'll second.
Thank you. Let us vote. Mitchell,
Yes.
Cheryl,
Yes.
Dan,
Yes.
yes, Celia,
Yes.
Antonia.
Yes.
And David.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And so hopefully you guys could taste it, you know, nice and fresh out the grill, you know, it's a lot more flavorful. for sure. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Valerie,
Yes.
you are next.
So, real quick, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, well, I think I did an overload on food. Could we leave any? We have these. No?
Sure.
Yeah.
We'll take.
Yeah, at least these are seafood cocktails. So that's shrimp, octopus, scallops, clams, cucumber, and then the clamato mix.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. This, yeah, medium. Yeah,
Jasmine, that's spicy. Did you get a beer? Not at all.
I'm wondering, is it the same?
I like
Let it go.
spicy.
That's good.
Hope you don't have COVID.
Okay, Valerie, we're ready if you are.
Good.
Hi there,
All right,
Hello.
my name is Valerie, but I go by Valou.
Valerie.
I am from France and I moved in the States in the 90s, where I learned self-service missing. And I loved it so much. I moved to California in 2001. And in about 2006, I came up with a design that looks like something like this. And because we have three spaces between our hands. At first, I came up with a double. It was just a little U, and let's say it was right here. Oh, this was it. So it was really nice, but there's another space right here. So I made another stem on it. And it was such a good design because we always have 3 spaces right here. I applied for a patent, USPTO patent, and I actually got it. It took me 4 years patent pending, but I have this great book with a seal. I went to my mailbox for 4 years straight, every day, and it finally was.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. I'm from a very small French village, so that was like huge for me to get. And then I patented, I trademarked my name. So that's my nickname in France. So that's the name of the brand. And I did actually the VillageFest. I moved to from LA to Pinyon Pines on top of the Highway 74. So Faith, I remember doing the show, but it was too new. People didn't really know what it was. And I was explaining and they were like, it's scary, it's brass knuckles. And so now it's more, people have copied me. So people have seen it a lot more. And this is what I'm presenting tonight. So this one, all my gems are taken, I buy them at the Tucson Gem Show. Once a year, I go there and I buy all my stones that I can work for the whole year with. I buy my raw silver that I fabricate. It's all done with these 10 fingers here. I have about 30 or 40 pliers and hammers. I have an outdoor studio. It's my passion. So
Can you pass those or?
yeah. I was actually going to show you the 2 bestsellers that really hit a lot back in LA, I would say 2009. People would buy this one and then they would put this one in front of it. So these are CZ. They look like diamonds. They're very affordable. They are $195. And sterling silver, so there's no marking, no green on your hands. And you put those 2 together.
Wow.
And it kind of like bounces.
Yeah.
It's all you need. I think this is just a great accessory for. So I make for, sorry, I'm very, how you say, stressed or. Nervous to be. Yeah, with my English has to be perfect. Okay. So I make them all in sterling silver first. Some I send out to the gold plater in Michigan. So this is the 14 karat gold plated. This is nice skin. For summer skins, it looks really nice, the gold. I make for men and women. I don't have any guys example here. I only have one ring that I only have these. So these are for men. And this is called, this is just a variation of the 3. So they can be on any finger, really. Whatever, people usually like to try everything and it's kind of fun too. And all the stones are genuine, and I actually meet I like to go to Tucson because I meet all the people that have the stones. And I'll pass it right here. Single ones, I do.
Are they sized?
Pardon?
Are they sized? Like,
So
can anybody wear?
So, my size is what I came up with because this is kind of flexible. And that's a really good point when somebody has arthritis, because you're not stuck in a perfect circle. You can actually, silver gives a little bit of, so for example, in summer when our rings are like hard to fit because our fingers swell, you are able to manipulate the ring a little bit to pass it over the knuckles. And in winter, you can close them a little bit because winter our finger shrinks. And sometimes I have customers that are like, oh, my ring just fell right off. So that's able to do. And my size is, I have a website on Shopify. And the way that I sell them is small, medium, large.
Okay.
And I tell the small is a 5, 5.5, 6. Medium is 6, 6.5, 7. And a large would be 7, 7.5, and 8. Okay. So I created my own set of sizes. They come into this little velvet pouch. I do a lot of I do mail orders. Normally I would only apply for 1 month. because I do the other while, I'm up there for the whole summer. So I would like to try for 1 month and then join you guys again for the winter season, because there's really snow up there and I have no markets able to show.
So if you do small, medium, large, at the largest 7, 7.5. Like, I'm like
That's
a
for-
9.5
no,
or
no,
a
no,
10, I don't have a big hand.
Yeah, that's for women.
Okay.
So I do, and then the men, the small is a 8, 8.5, and 9.
Okay.
9, 9.5, 10
good,
is
okay.
medium for men, yeah. So that's just all explained on my. And I do custom orders too. What's also cool is if somebody likes something, within a week, I'll have what they want to the next show.
Valu, have you been to a Village Fest?
Yes, I have.
How will you display these so people can see them and?
My display is like a box. It's like many boxes that are black, long rectangles. They are bangles. Normally people sell bangles in there because it's a really unique shape, you know. So they look up. So you can see all the stones. Usually I have them by colors. I have onyx, I have lapis, turquoise, moonstone. And if I know the story with it, I will tell them what the benefits are, because I really do believe that stones are just very helpful for many, many reasons. And I also have part of my application was some glass pieces. These are some little pendants that I make. I think the first piece it's this, right? So I'm also a glass artist. And so I make these in my kiln and then I shape them. It's all shaped by hand with safety glasses. And I make them into little pendants that are really fun and that are pretty, people like them. And then these are all, they're not facing the right way, but these are all also just all genuine gemstones. Pretty.
Can you pass
And
one of
I
those so we
prepared a
can see them?
picture for you. This is, I don't know how do you pass it. This is Richie Sambora from Bon Jovi.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
We had fun. I have quite a few celebrity lists. Not that it helped me at all, because I don't think they represent, they're like, oh, this is.
Would you pass one of your necklaces, just one of them, so we can see?
Oh, it's attached. I'll just pass it. And celebrities, actually, Madonna has a piece. I have Cher that I met. The list goes on. I have that on my website.
Nice. Madonna's here tomorrow. Maybe she'll wear your ring.
Yeah, I know, I've been looking, it's really hard because I make things for free. I make them for free for the VIPs. And I search on Google and I search for her, and I never actually saw her with a ring that I can take a picture of.
Then ask for it back.
I think she gave it to somebody. I'm sure they have so many gifts,
Search her tomorrow.
Yeah.
Pretty.
Yeah.
So this would be a small men's ring or?
Well, yeah, this one, it's good because they can try it on.
Yeah.
And this is actually a men one that this is all done with silver from around my station.
Oh, cool, leftovers.
Yeah, exactly. I put them together because they're all sterling silver. It's still a nice thing. And then these are stacking little rings.
Mhm.
These are just, just on the cheaper products, put them there because this is kind of bigger. So they
Oh,
can
yeah, so you can put 'em in,
yeah, and they're fun. And I think these I put on the application $50. And it's really nice because it's all handmade and.
Lou, the
Hello.
thought occurred to me that, and I don't know if women still wear toe rings or not. but
I do have them.
In the summer,
Yeah,
people wear flip flops.
they love, yes.
Birkenstock.
Yeah.
All year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do the toe rings.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Any other, and you do them as like a 4 across the foot?
No, I don't. Okay, so I did a four like this,
Yeah.
but what happened is our foot is not meant to have something hard and round.
Yeah.
It would be almost better if it was
Oh, a square.
a square,
Square,
because it
sure.
really bothers you when you step on it.
So then what are you doing as toe rings? Like a band, like?
No, yeah, exactly, yes.
Okay.
A toe ring would be a little band that doesn't have anything that goes under, right? So this is under your foot, and then the top is just a ring,
So it's still
but
adjustable.
it's open.
So it's still adjustable.
Yeah, and you can still adjustable, and then you pass it on, yeah, absolutely.
Any other questions for Baloo?
So you just want to be in for 1 month at the beginning and
This
then.
is all I can do because I'm starting
No,
Idlewild in May. Have you heard of Art in the Park?
Yes.
So it's been fun and it's close to where I live. I live in Pinion Pines by the Sugarloaf Cafe, so I just go that way.
What month do you think want to be starting?
I would love to do possibly, as soon as I get my registration for the city of Palm Springs, I'd like to do the whole April if possible.
Okay.
Yeah,
And,
if you could fit me in.
and then you do Idlewild May through what?
Through
September?
September.
And then you would come back? in
Yeah, I
October?
would love to.
Okay.
Because I have nothing going on for the winter and I really miss the connection with people.
Yeah.
The website is great, but I never talk to them. I can
We have a
never.
lot of jewelers, but this is very unique. We don't have anything like this in the show, so you're not gonna have any competition.
Yeah, no, I don't think so too, because it's very
We're at that.
protected.
Yeah.
Good. Let's, is there a motion?
I make a motion that we accept Baloo into VillageFest.
Second.
I'll second.
Thank you, David. Let's vote. Mitchell,
Yes.
Cheryl.
Yes.
Dan.
Yes.
I vote yes.
Yes.
Celia.
Yes.
And David.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Merci beaucoup.
Yes.
Very excited. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Cassandra. Hi.
Merci, au revoir.
Bye-bye.
Au revoir.
Mr. President.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm like over there so nervous. Okay. My name is Cassandra Duff. I am from Colorado, but I am currently posted up in 29 Palms. Sorry, this part is so big. And I am a ceramic artist. Most of my stuff is functional, but I do some sculptural work. So I brought along some pieces. Unfortunately, this broke in the car.
Oh.
So it's just like a little thing, but I will have more like this, but this is an example of a piece that is more sculptural than functional. And I'm trying to decide if I should talk first or pass things. I can't multitask. I'll pass and maybe my nerves will like calm down.
Don't be nervous.
Shaking.
You're among friends.
Okay, awesome. All right, I'm just gonna pile things by you. I also brought a lot of stuff, so just because to have like a good smattering of. Yeah.
If it's boring, we'll let you know, don't worry.
So all of my pottery, I make all of it. It's all handmade. Most of it is thrown on the wheel. The exception are these trays. These are molded trays. And something that is fun about my booth is I have a little build your own serving tray sets. And I really love aesthetic that is matchy, mismatchy, kind of like boho style. So at my table, I'll have different sized trays and people can mix and match colors and different elements. So these are just some examples of tray colors.
It's a great shape.
It is.
Good size.
Okay, that's probably enough trays, right? Too many trays. I also love coffee and I am a coffee snob, so a lot of my products are coffee. So this is an example of a pour over set that I make, which is fun. And then,
Sorry, what's a pour over set?
oh, so a pour over is just a way to make coffee. So you put your filter, you're fine. I'm just an addict. You put your filter in here and then you add your grounds to the filter and then you pour hot water over it. So.
And you're not
this-
using a plastic pour over.
You're not
or
using
either, no
plastic, which is
plastic.
no bueno. This is an example of my Chemex style. So this makes a couple cups of coffee. And this comes in a set, so you get 2 mugs and I probably shouldn't use the name Chemex because that is actually like a.
Correct.
Carafe. Thank you. This is a coffee carafe.
Sandra, can I ask, have you ever thought of, someone just mentioned, putting something on the back that allows these to be hung? I mean, that would be a
that,
pretty.
honestly,
it would be a really
That's a
fun-
great idea.
I mean, you
Yeah.
could maybe have a couple of these that are. hangable.
Yeah, definitely. I love that idea.
Actually, Valerie.
That would be great.
Still has one.
Try not to overwhelm you guys with stuff.
I think, yeah, we got a good
We've
idea.
seen enough.
Okay. One of my other lines that's really fun is my litty titty line. And this actually has a really funny story. I had two girlfriends that got engaged and they asked for a gift for their engagement present. And so I made, this was like 6 years ago, I made them a booby planter. And while I was making it, I actually had like all this crazy weird body shame stuff start coming up. And I told my mom I was making these, and sorry, I'm getting emotional, but she was like, why are you doing that? This happens when I get really nervous, sorry.
It's okay.
And so I just felt like there was something there to explore about like body shame and my own figure as a female. I grew up with 6 brothers, so my family is like very male dominant. So I started making these more and more and more, and I've had so many women, specifically at markets, come up. These are 4 women. They come up and they share stories about breastfeeding or stories about breast cancer or their own body shame. And so it's been like a really special project. They're also just like hilarious and super fun. So usually they have gold nipples, so
Yeah,
that's why
that's-
they're litty titties.
So we have to be careful with that kind of thing. We've had some issues with people doing too realistic looking body parts. And
Okay.
this is a family function, so we want to
Yeah.
make sure that it's not, like if you start putting.
There's like
nipples-
full on
nipples,
areolas and stuff.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think you gotta.
I think your mission behind what it is commendable. I think, but I
Yeah.
think you have to be very careful because.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's sweet.
And I have tons of other like lines, so I'm fine with not bringing that.
I just look at it as a place to put my bottom.
That's what it is.
What do you think about?
And then I also do, this is an example of a fruit bowl that I do, that's more like
Very
a
nice.
citrus bowl, I guess. I should say.
Very nice.
And then I do a lot of stacking mixing
Oh,
bowls.
Brilliant.
So this is another example.
Sandra, I don't think you need to pass.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't bring anymore. Okay, cool. Yeah, I have spoon wraps, I have crafts, there's like a lot of things.
Any more sculptures?
So,
like this?
I don't have any more, these actually just sold out over the weekend.
How much
So
were
I'm gonna
those?
whip up some more of those.
How much were they?
These I sell for 200.
Nice.
Yeah, and I have different shapes. I have like bigger donuts, smaller donuts, all kinds of things. These were designed for a show that I had last year in a gallery, and they're supposed to be reflective of the male and female symbols. So it's like a take on that.
Are you
That's
selling
something-
them?
I'm sorry, that's an item that I think would, if you made more of those.
Yes.
Mhm.
That would, I mean, your bowls and things are gorgeous. I love the fruit bowl and the measuring bowls and all of that. We have a lot of potters.
Okay,
So I'm
I
just
was
saying, you can
curious
do
about
some
that.
things that will stand out. You already are standing out with a lot of your things, but I think sculpturally, if you did more of that.
okay. Wonderful, thank you for the feedback.
I have a question about the bottom. I
Yes.
noticed on the 2 coffee cups, they're matching cups, but the bottom, one was like this and one was smooth. What actually makes it like this?
So that's a trimming style that I do. That's called the
Okay.
foot. So after you throw, when it's a little more hard, you actually go in with a carving tool and carve in the foot.
Okay,
So some of the mugs I just keep as a simple
Yes.
like
okay.
foot. Mainly it has to do with how thick the bottom is. If the bottom's too thin,
So, of
I
course, you
can't carve a
it.
foot.
Yeah. Mhm.
I prefer to have a foot though, because it's a nice little thing that lifts it up off the table and
Makes it not sweat.
elevates it.
Cassandra, you mentioned that you're stationed at 29 Palms. You're in the military?
Yes. No, sorry, I meant just living.
You live in 29 Pond, okay.
Careful of my language, sorry. I always forget there's a base there. Yeah,
I
so,
guess I do too.
yeah. I've actually been traveling around in my van and I have a wheel in my van with a generator. So I've been throwing on the road and I'm like doing mugs that feature different locations that I've been in. If on my Instagram, I just posted a photo of the Joshua Tree mugs that I'm doing. So I would love to do some Palm Spring mugs. But I needed to find a kiln and a more like stable work environment because it's so dry and I was having a really hard time with things drying out too quickly in the desert. So I'm at this studio space for the spring and summer. And then I'm not sure.
I think your work is beautiful.
It is.
I think it's
Thank
very
you.
artistic, so I would say that I don't think we should include the cups with the.
Liddy titties.
Yeah, I think we should.
We can't do
Okay.
that.
We should exclude those, but
Okay.
everything else is beautiful.
Okay,
And I commend you for your work.
thank you.
I wish you'd brought a cake stand. I would love to.
I know my cake, it just sold out on
Oh.
Sunday. Yeah, I had a market in Joshua Tree, so I was like scrambling to get stuff together.
And you're doing mugs other than the mugs that have the body parts on them, right?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
definitely.
Because big mugs
This
are.
is an
big
example.
things.
This was thrown in the Saguaros National Park. It has little saguaros.
That's
on it.
nice.
Yeah,
So this is an example of the mugs.
nice.
How many ounces are they ish?
They're like 12 to 14. I'm like a big coffee cup girl, so. The ones that come with the carafe are around 8 ounces
Oh,
typically. So I also do a lot of dinnerware, like plates and things like that. So my booth is changing, like my inventory is changing quite a bit. So there's always something new at my booth, and I don't know if that's positive or negative,
is
but there's
positive.
always something different. Yeah.
Any other questions for Cassandra?
When would you start?
I'd love to start as soon as possible. I need to figure out permitting stuff.
Yeah.
Or licensing stuff, but
Can I help you?
yeah, I'd love to start as soon as possible.
Very good.
Yeah.
How about a motion?
I'll move to be approved.
Thank you. Thank you, Antonio. Let's vote. David,
Yes.
Antonio,
Yes.
Celia.
Yes.
I say yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cheryl?
And Mitchell.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Really nice.
I like
The
that.
cups were cool because some of them don't have I don't like a handle necessarily, but that thumbprint or that was.
I
cool.
love the sculpture.
Yeah. me too.
Sculptures.
Those are interesting too.
Kathy?
For soups or something.
Yeah.
Or a dessert. You'll be able to show your other merchandise to the clients, right?
Yeah, I'll have everything set up on
But I
the.
mean, if you don't like,
Oh,
we're seeing things on here on your website.
yeah, yeah, I just didn't, I feel like I brought so much.
Good for you. That's great.
Just threw it all in the car.
Next time.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Bring a cake stand when you display.
Great deal.
And bring a photo of the lip holder there will be a lot of people that like that story. I think it's great.
Okay.
And it doesn't, if it's not on
The lip holder?
Yes,
The titty mug.
as long as they don't have tiny
What you
things
call
on.
it, Liddy titty?
No, we don't,
They usually have gold nipples. that are like-
Oh, for the light.
But everybody has, not everybody has penis.
We just had a big to-do about.
Yes.
Yeah, and
like keep.
We said that both of them.
we'll be liable. We'll be able to.
You ready, Kathy?
Okay, sorry. I'm sorry, I went to another room.
Never believe that.
How's it going?
Hi.
Hello.
First of all, is that your hair? What? No?
No.
Oh, okay.
Let's get that out of the way,
Yeah.
right? I mean, can you imagine me being with him for 7.5 years and going everywhere with him and seeing the different looks, and I hope we don't screw up his nipple. Looks like it's a little fresh.
Don't worry.
Okay, so, I guess this is the microphone. I'm gonna start out and then, of course, I'm gonna let the artist speak since he's the one that makes these. I try to manage him, and you can imagine that's a little difficult to do sometimes. So when I met this guy 7.5 years ago, I didn't know that he was an artist at first. And one day he said to me, you know, I said, I said, you know, what are you gonna do with your time with this and that? Oh, I do a little bit of sculpting, he says to me, right? So I want to show you what he made when he said I do a little sculpting. If it goes dark, just touch the top of it, as you guys know with these cell phones, right? So this is what he makes. And I said, you took some clay and you did that? And you say, I do a little sculpting? Anyway, so let's just get to brass tacks, right? So 7 years ago, he started making these crystal staffs. And the first ones were probably about 3.5 feet tall, all selenite, if you know what that is. It's kind of a white crystal. And at the very top, there's a man-made sphere that actually glows in the dark. And we have probably about 30 or 35 of those in storage right now. And so for a long time, I say a long time, probably for 6 months to a year, that's all he was making. That was it. And then it has evolved into this. And of course, we have, you know, these are pretty heavy, guys. We have some that are way more colorful than this. I mean, I think we were kind of nudging each other in the audience. Should we go get the more colorful ones? So please know that we have more that are, you know, more colorful crystals. Would you like to?
I don't know.
Maybe what we should do
I'll
is
walk
have
around with it.
you
Yeah,
guys come up. I'll pass this one around. You guys can handle this one. So we have the smaller ones like this. We call them wands. We call these staffs, and these are all handcrafted. It starts out as a screw, and there's a bunch of crystals over here, and he's got glue. He uses crazy glue, and he uses this, I guess it's French. It's called Mitre Appel glue. It's very similar to crazy glue, but it's thicker. He uses sand. You can see here, it ends up looking like concrete when he puts the crazy glue with the sand. And so all kinds of crystals. And I guess that's all I have to say for right now. And I'm gonna let him speak because he's the one that does this.
How's everybody?
Hi.
Yeah, it keeps me busy, keeps me occupied. So between staring at art and listening to heavy metal to stay sane, it's kind of like a good old outlet.
Are you selling these in other places?
Trying where
We've been selling in Venice Beach for the last 2 years on the boardwalk. It's a very tough crowd out there. I mean, we do sell them, and we've gone to 2 different Comic Cons, one in Los Angeles, one in Las Vegas. We've been to a gem show down here, which didn't turn out good for us at all, or anybody for that matter. I think it was a fluke that, anyway. So it's really tough. What we haven't done is really go online with them, which is really what we need to do. We need to go on Etsy with them. But I heard about this VillageFest and I said, wow, if we could only get in there, maybe that would sort of be, you know, more of our tribe, more of our audience, hopefully, you know, and when I heard it has 180 vendors, I said, wow, we gotta try this. We gotta try this.
What do you feel your tribe is, your audience?
People who really appreciate art, something that's an original, and maybe they have a little bit of money to spare.
Like how much are those?
This one, we're asking 600 and this one 700. That's kind of what we don't ask in Venice, to be honest with you, because it's a different crowd. I mean, I think the average person who goes to Venice is not somebody who's willing or able to spend $600 on a piece of art. You know, they're there, they have maybe $100 to $200 budget for the day.
How do those get displayed? Did they display the way you're showing them, or they just lay flat on a table, or what do you do? I don't mean what to do with that, but I mean, what?
Right, go ahead.
some people have like a stand and they put it up against it in their house, like on a wall.
We've been
Through little rings.
Sconce.
Okay.
Not to break in, but we've been working on different ideas. Right now, we just have them laying on the table, but we did go to an art show a couple of weeks ago where we simply put one of those plastic bins, it's about this high. We put it underneath the tablecloth. And so they were kind of up like this, so that when people walk by, they don't have to go like this at the table. They can just kind of look here and they see them. So we can definitely do that.
If you got one, if say I bought one and I took it home, how would I display that?
Oh, you know, there's plenty of ways. You can hang it from the ceiling in the corner and
It's
put a
pretty
light on
heavy,
it.
right?
It's pretty heavy, but if you get the right kind of person to, you know, do the hanging for you. And same with mounting it to the wall. Obviously, you have to hit those, what do they call them? The studs. Thank you. I was gonna say posts, but yeah, put them on your coffee table, put them in the corner. We had one guy display them like in this, kind of window, enclave or whatever that he had. There's just all kinds of ways. Yeah, gardens, people put them in their gardens.
So they're
As the
meant to
topper.
just be an object art.
What's that?
They're just meant to be an object art that just sits somewhere. That's the idea, right? It's just
Mhm.
a sculpture that's.
That's the main idea, but you know, people
Do
who
people
are,
carry them as a staff?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what staff is.
they're pretty heavy, but I'm sure
It's
some
a
of them.
weapon.
I seen one of my friends use it in his video. His name's Gregory Sipes. So when the gyms were closed, he was using it as a weight set.
Oh, wow.
He was doing that. And he did a couple videos playing around with it, so it's kind of funny, but he did get some calories burned.
You know,
Did
as
you
you,
say you have some that glow also?
Yeah,
oh, yes, we do, and we
How
don't
does
have
that
those with
happen?
us. It's a man-made substance. I don't know what it is, but it's a sphere and it looks like crystal. It doesn't look like something plastic. It's, I don't know what it's made
Does it
of.
need the sun to
Yeah.
get?
No,
it
it
can
doesn't.
flashlight it, and then you'll see like a
No, but it-
circle on it.
but it
It's
glows,
man-made.
it glows on its own at night.
Yeah.
No, it glows on its own. Yeah.
But it doesn't need a source of light during the day to build up an energy.
Not
that
really.
lights
You know,
it?
that's a good question, and I'm pretty sure the answer is no, because we had them, a bunch of them in our apartment for a long time, and we never took them outside. Now, they might have gotten some sun, you know, a little bit of sun from the window. But so that's a good question. I guess I can't answer that without a doubt, but I'm pretty sure they don't.
The art is very interesting. In fact, it's quite unique. The VillageFest demographic, is predominantly tourists. Who are visiting Palm Springs, and they're usually accompanied with locals who are taking in the VillageFest. The thought occurs to me that most people wouldn't know what that is or what you do with it,
Or how to get it home.
or how to get it home, or what you do with it. You've explained a couple of things, and I thought, you know, someone mentioned a sconce or something like that, but,
That's why I make them different sizes, so if they want something.
I
smaller.
personally find it beautiful and interesting, but I'm not sure it would fit into the VillageFest venue, because I don't think people would understand.
Okay.
And that's just my opinion. I'm not sure how the rest of the board feels, but, I wanted to be honest with you.
I think that, I think that the big problem is the weight and the size of them. I mean, even to buy it and carry it around or schlep it back to your car at the end. And then once you got it, it would be like, what am I doing with this? What do I think the smaller ones maybe are a little bit more likely
Oh,
to,
yeah.
you know, even taking that one, the middle-sized one and making that even smaller with all the wire wrapping, then it could be like something you could set in the middle of a table. I don't wanna tell you how to do your art.
No,
But I
no.
just
I
think-
have a bunch of them that are all
Yeah.
different
But I'm
sizes.
just
pretty
saying, if you
much.
had a smaller pieces that were, you know,
They're more portable.
they're more portable,
Yeah.
with the wrapping and the quartz and the stones and all that, they could just be a chunk of something really pretty that you set on the table. As opposed to something really long that you're like, I don't know what to do with this.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, and we do have quite a few that are even smaller than this one.
Okay.
So this one we would typically ask 100 for,
Uh-huh.
and then of course less. He also in the past has made flashlight ones. You know those little flashlights that are about this long, little tiny ones? He makes them out of those, and of course it's really cool because you turn on the flashlight and there goes the crystals lighting up.
That makes more sense.
And then,
Yeah.
yeah, and then a little bit bigger one, but not huge, not any bigger than this, a
How-
bigger flashlight.
How
Yeah.
would you bring, I mean, because clearly those would do better with proper lighting. So are you going to bring lighting that's gonna light them up from angles, or are they just gonna be sitting on a table with a light?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, we're gonna make sure that we do have some lighting available, because otherwise what's the point, right? There is no point. Yeah.
Otherwise, it's, oh, sorry, thank you. Otherwise, it's, as Celia was saying, I mean, I think I have a nice sized house that would be far too big for me to put anywhere in my house.
Yeah.
And with it being mostly tourists, they couldn't even get that through security or in their luggage. So you would be challenged with that, and then the cost of shipping that any distance would be
It is
probably
expensive.
pretty cost prohibitive, so that
Yes.
might not be the pieces I agree with. The smaller pieces that are more compact, more that would fit on a coffee table or a mantelpiece.
Okay.
You know, like around to that size.
Started
and-
sticking around roughly this size
Yeah.
mainly. I've been making a whole bunch of these.
Yeah.
Even,
Like
even
a lot
that,
of them.
even that's
Some
kind of,
smaller.
That's.
even that's kind of big, but I think if you had, so in my mind, if I saw those on a stand, like an
Mhm.
acrylic stand, and you could set them somewhere, and it was a complete thing. You might want to work on how to just put them on a stand so that they can, even the smaller ones, just so that as Dan said, they're objects to art, just
Yeah.
set them down somewhere.
Right.
As opposed
We're
to,
at 10.
huh?
We're at 11.
Okay.
I have one thing that I'd like to raise as a bit of an issue, which is having a different price point when you sell them in Venice Beach than you would in Palm Springs. That could be seen by people who are going there as price gouging, to be honest.
Right.
I can tell you that the solar vendors do it here. That's why many of us still don't have solar, because they charge you by the area code.
Yeah,
I mean, by the zip code. So,
right.
I'm not sure that that sits well with me, I have to be honest. I have
Okay.
Do you
I have a
charge
fundamental
less than-
objection to it.
Do you
I-
charge less in Venice?
I
or
still
more?
have a lot
Yes.
to learn. I do still have a lot to learn, honestly.
Do you sell for them less in Venice or for more in Venice?
For less.
For less.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
How
Well,
much
the
less?
street is gonna.
Just like 100 or 200 less, yeah.
That's the
I
question, so
mean-
if that smaller staff is $100, what would a $40 one look like that your application? the
Well,
$40 one?
probably, I don't know, probably like about that. Yeah, roughly about like that.
Slightly less dollars.
I mean, we could have it so that there's nothing over 100.
Yeah.
We could literally do that because the small flashlights, of course, would be less.
And I
Yeah,
think once again, you're gonna be much more successful if you took that size that you just talked about and put it on something, sort of anchor it on a base. So people could buy it and set it somewhere.
oh, I
think-
see what you're
I
saying.
think you're gonna do a lot better than trying to sell these really long. People aren't gonna hang them on a ceiling, they're not, or
Right.
in their walls, I don't think people would do that.
Yeah, most people.
So
probably
I'm
won't,
saying,
yeah.
if you took a really pretty crystal and some of the crystals at the bottom and then you anchored it on a base.
Right.
I think that would be really pretty.
Okay.
Can I just raise that we're redesigning these?
Yeah.
So what I would say is honestly, my personal opinion, I don't think this is ready for market. I have to be honest, I don't think it's ready. I think it's still a work in progress that they're figuring out. That would be my stance on it, but.
How many pieces
One
do
of
you
7, just so you know, I'm not the boss.
Yeah,
We have roughly 40 in total, but most of them are big, to be honest. Most of them are large, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not a voting member, but I do get to have my opinion out. I love what you've done with these wands and staffs, how you've made the feet for them so that you're not crushing the stones and I really like these a lot. I could see the work that you've put into this. I think that having you at Village Fest would be a flippin' riot. Just because your personality is so big here and I really like what you've done. I've seen a lot of wands in my life. I sell a lot of wands. Some much bigger than those and I just think that you've done something here that's really creative that I personally have not seen anything like this before. And I see all of the work that you put into it and you put a lot of love into it.
Thank you.
So, but like I said, I'm not a voting person, but I am a crystal person. And I think that you have made some fabulous things. The amount of stones, the quality of stones that you've used here, these are expensive pieces.
Oh, yeah, and I started making some magnetic too. They're literally magnets around the outside of it. So when somebody buys it, they get break a little piece of magnet and they play with it. I think it's like a fidget toy. They see
Your
the.
guys are cool. I like what you're doing.
He's
Very
the artist.
different.
I don't. I
Any
wish
other-
I could make these. but
Any
I
other
don't.
questions? Are we ready for a motion?
Yeah, I could get the other one
I don't think it's.
We're ready. We're
That's
ready to
all right,
vote.
no.
Thank you.
another time.
Are we ready for a motion?
Joy swayed me, actually. I'm gonna move to approve.
Oh, thank you.
Is there a second?
Yeah, I'll second it.
Let's vote. Mitchell,
Yes.
Yes.
Cheryl, Dan,
No.
I vote no. Celia?
Yes.
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 Passed. Congratulations.
You guys. Like I said, I have a lot to learn. I know I have a lot to learn and I. That's why I'm here. And I don't know.
Actually, I'm still learning these phones.
Good luck.
But.
Thank you. Your work's beautiful.
Beautiful, really.
Hey, take care.
There you go. You gotta wear the ones. He wears them all the time. It's like overnight.
Thank goodness.
Okay, let's move on.
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
Jasmine, anything on sustainability?
No, no updates at this time.
Are we
Jake?
fully enforcing? Sorry. Are we fully enforcing sustainability now?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
No, yet. We're still rolling it out. We plan on having full enforcement by fall of all of our returning vendors. So when our vendors return for the fall season, they'll be required to implement. The vendors who stay with us year round, well, it'll be the summer season that they're required to.
It was mentioned
Change.
at the downtown merchants meeting, it came up, and
LP.
LP,
Oh,
thank
yeah.
you,
Mhm.
spoke, and I asked her to send us some information to the board, so we can begin to look at what her recommendations and thoughts would be, and be prepared for that. She said she would, so. That covered him up, good. Any new business?
None on our end.
Any, reports, public reports? I don't think there's anything public. Any board comments on reports? I have one quick one. I noticed tonight several people were frustrated with talking over one another. I just would like to ask that we be cognizant of that and make sure that when one is talking, we not, so that everybody gets heard and people don't, get frustrated by not thinking that there's a forum to people.
Can I add on to that as well?
Yeah,
Sorry, go ahead.
please.
Perhaps if I'm gonna be, still the timekeeper, sergeant, whatever, that if it slows down, I say, you have 2 minutes left, would you like to continue, or can we open it up for questions now?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's a
I
great.
think that would have helped,
Yeah.
because sometimes they're a little nervous or a little stumbly and they
Or
just
there's
stop.
an
Or
awkward
they're setting
pause,
things up,
and
yeah.
you're like,
I think I'm gonna get you a gavel. That's what we-
yes.
I think what you're saying is very true. What happened was we got confused about the passing of those.
No,
folders.
Yeah, we need to start with them in one place.
It's just that I think when we're doing this, while people are up there presenting, it's disrespectful.
You're
They
right.
come and sit here and are quiet while we're talking, and I just really don't, I think it's rude of us to talk while they're trying to present. That's my only issue, and I'm not trying to be a bitch, I'm just.
No, you're right.
We are doing great work, we're doing important work, and I just want to make sure everyone's voice is heard, so let's be conscious of that. Joy, Main Street comments.
A couple of things. One is I heard that VillageFest expanded a bit onto the south blocks and they were happy about that. I heard from a couple of owners over there that we're very happy, so
Down toward
that's
Barista?
good. Yes,
Okay.
like where Village Pub is, for example, he contacted me.
Was there
So-
traffic down there, or did the vendors do okay?
Better, well, the businesses, I don't really know about the vendors, but yes, they did, they didn't feel left out. It's a feeling.
No, I get
too.
that, but my question is really about the vendors.
Oh, I don't know.
Does it work for the vendors to put them down there? Because that's why we weren't at first, because of that break. So let's,
So it's a bit of a process, like you can't just put one vendor there, so we had to wait until we got a group of vendors,
Yeah.
5 or 6 of them, and then they all can start at one time, so that they're not out there a bit like on an island. So Faith was able to gather enough vendors to start on one particular day, on Thursday, and then that's how we ended up with that, and I think we'll just continue to grow. Once they feel comfortable in that space, we'll continue to grow further down. But our hope is, I think we have a larger trailer, the gamer. We have an entertainer coming in that maybe we're gonna try and put there that could be a good anchor to pull down that way. But that's really what we've been looking for.
I want to say too,
how
the
did they
south,
do that? It's still an open question.
How they do.
How
The
did those
vendors?
vendors do? Did they get traffic down there
Or
I think. a
have
lot
those
of-
vendors asked to move up now, or they're okay?
I
with
think
that?
they always do because they don't like being at the very end.
Yeah.
So I do believe that they always do, but I will say, you know, people use that they park a lot down there, so that's one of the event.
Yeah.
So they have the whole, one that's on the corner and then there's parking
Okay.
around it, so there's tons of people walking
traffic,
in that way, so there is a lot of foot
Might
traffic.
be a premature question, sorry.
There
might be
are
a premature question.
several new vendors at the south end that are hot.
Mhm.
The bakery is one,
Mhm.
they're
Yes.
lined up.
Yeah.
Good.
The new hummus vendor,
Yes.
they're lined up, so that end of the street is now becoming very popular.
Yeah.
I go every week, just.
I thought the hummus vendor was, farmer's market.
No, we don't have any more room in the farmer's market.
No.
Okay, but we did jury them for.
They are a farmer's market.
Category,
vendor,
that's
yes.
But I like that that's been spread out.
That's
Yes.
I
Because
do
it's
too. I think
bringing
it's a good idea.
traffic down to that,
Right,
Yeah.
I think
And
it's
the
great.
pudding guy,
Yeah.
Can I make one more Main Street comment, please? So the other thing is Greg has been coming to our meetings. I appreciate having him there because people have questions about it. And if you ever want, if anybody from Village Fest with Village Fest Business wants to be on the agenda, I'd be glad to put you on it. Otherwise, you know, the conversation is flowing at those meetings. You know, you could speak on any of the topics, but I think people have enjoyed having Greg there and, you know, there are questions about
but
Village
just to
Fest.
give you kudos, I know David's frequently there.
Yeah.
It is a great meeting, you learn a lot about the city, not just the downtown merchants. It's a very, it's a great meeting, so if you have time,
It's one of my favorites.
When is it?
it's 8:30 on.
First Tuesday.
First Tuesday, 8:30, we're
Zoom.
still on Zoom.
I have to comb my
We might
hair.
go
and put
to
on hair.
8:30 AM.
Oh, it's on Zoom?
Yes, we're still on Zoom.
Celia,
I
if you
don't have
want,
to get
she can put
dressed.
you on the distribution list, and you just get the notification.
Yeah, I would like that. Joey, could you put me on the list for
Yes,
distribution?
I would be
Yeah, I'd
glad
like to,
to, if I could, if anybody wants to, just after a meeting,
I'm
give me
already on
your,
it. You're already on it.
email address and I'll send you that link
Okay,
when it
great.
comes out. Along with quite an extensive newsletter that I prepare at the same time. Although some have said that that's why some people don't come to the meeting anymore, because I put out such an informative newsletter
Oh
that
my
they feel
gosh.
like they already got the news. So that's very annoying. Thank you.
Last meeting we had, we postponed doing any subcommittee reports tonight. If we've got time to, if you've got anything to report. Recruitment and retention is David and Mitchell.
So David and I have worked on a document that we've shared with you.
Yeah.
We haven't had time to sit down and really flush it completely out so that we can present it. I think, can we commit to the next meeting to be able to do that?
We can do that, yes.
All right.
Your document was excellent. It was the most thorough I think I've ever seen.
Thank you.
And seriously, they had a lot of great ideas. If you could maybe narrow it down to 3 that we could all focus on and maybe prioritize some, I think that would take us a step forward.
We'll set a date before we leave
Well,
tonight.
the point of the document wasn't so much that those are all the ones that needed to be addressed. It was more that there's a process that they all attach to one another in some fashion.
Very thorough. Yeah,
So-
agreed. Thank you. We'll look forward to that.
All right.
Marketing and social media, Antonio and Joy, anything to?
We have increased our outreach by 13% in the last 30 days. I haven't checked
Wow.
90.
Wow.
We have increased by about 7%. We're up to 4,800 total followers. And we've upped our engagement by almost 9%, which is kind of a big jump, especially now that we're in season. So
That's awesome.
9% of a big chunk.
That's
So
awesome.
it's moving along, and we're getting a lot of more comments on Instagram, not asking other questions or just making comments about being at Village Fest.
We replied to about 5 people, I'd say just in the past 10 days or so that are interested in being in Village Fest, so we send them over to the website and, yeah, so. it's
And there's
going-
posts out there now about the birthday party Thursday
Yep.
night.
There is,
People are-
unfortunately, there's all kinds of conflicting graphics with it because the city just put theirs out this morning and I think the chamber put out something else the other day. And I put out something else last week because I didn't see anything from the city, so it just, I just made something else. So we're not really perfect on that, but it's out there, but none of it matches.
How are we
Like
doing
me.
on the collateral with the artist that was?
We have not moved forward with that, but I will touch bases with you on where we are so that I can connect you with that person.
This is for the
collateral assets.
Yes,
Oh,
to like have
For the what? I'm sorry.
some actual snippets of videos and doing some interviews with vendors and the information that they need to
Okay.
push out via social media.
Good. Thank you for that. And the next two were vendor review, jury process, survey vendors and attendees, and we kind of lumped those together, and Cheryl and Celia and Dan had worked on that. So-
Yeah, so I'll give a quick update. We met, the three of us, on February 9th. And decided that, or what we talked about was, we wanted to think about our goals, which were to get more vendors. And to increase the active participation of the current vendors that we have, since they're not coming on a regular basis. And that we really have to tackle that before we can think about how we increase VillageFest attendance, because we have to make sure that we've got the right, vendor base and all that. So we talked about doing some research among the vendors. And it would be sort of a two-phase process. We'd like to get it done by the end of season, so let's call it by the end of May, so then we can put things in place for the fall. We wanted to start out with like a focus group of some vendors, a mixture of vendors. So we've got some, some craft vendors, some food market, some different types of vendors, and get some feedback from them so that then we can go out and survey the entire vendor population that we have. And it's kind of typical what you would do in a research program, right? Do like a focus group first, have it feed what you're going to build into a questionnaire to ask everybody. But we thought the things we want to really understand though is, first of all, frequency, it's sorted by kind of frequency of attendance, right? Who are the people that are, the vendors that are coming all the time? The summer ones versus seasonal ones. Find out from them how their sales have been. Like, we don't know how they're doing. You just said, how are these new vendors doing? And we have anecdotal information, and while we can't and won't require them, we want to know, like, is business up? Is it down? Is it good? Understand, break it down by how long they've been a vendor, so that we can understand, our newer vendors doing things differently? Are they performing better? And also break the data out that we get by that, and understand perceptions of, like, is it a good mix of vendors? The right quality, is it a good fit? I mean, like these folks that we just had, right? We had a lot of conversation about that, like, is this the right audience for those products? We want to understand and get ideas from them about VillageFest marketing, right? And can we get them to be more active, to post things? We want to understand if the hours of operation work well for them. I've gotten really minimal anecdotal feedback from some vendors that the last hour is super quiet, and that the vendors are visiting each other's booths. And some of the vendors, would really like to be able to end earlier. So, and that's something we, so these are all things, nothing's obviously decided. These are the kinds of things that we talked about that we want to find out from the vendors. So we'd like to start that. We're already a month behind our timeline, but we put, and I'll send you this so we can send this out to everybody for comments.
Right.
But we have, an entire kind of program in place where we would start. So we would start by needing a database of the vendors that we could reach out to, which is why I shot you that note, Faith. So that we could alert them also that we're gonna do this, because we thought it'd be really good for the vendors to know, like, we want to hear from you, we want your feedback. And, we may be asking you to join us, in a focus group. And then we want to work with that, ideally with the group of students from the high school that came in, and have them conduct surveys with the vendors out at VillageFest for a few weeks. So, the email would be to be able to alert all the vendors that, they may be hearing from us, and we're gonna be doing some research with them. Then we do a small focus group where we invite some of them in here, get some of these questions, then we would write a questionnaire that the high school students would go out ideally for 2 or 3 weeks of VillageFest and get some feedback so that we understand what they're thinking.
Great report. Week before last, I was walking the street, and the lady who was here, who hand draws the canvases and then you paint them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she was there and she had nobody, and I stopped and spent a lot of time talking to her, and I said, I don't think people understand what it is you're selling them. Why don't you put up an easel with one of your pictures there and hand everybody a paintbrush and say, paint a little bit? Just, engage people, bring them in. And she said, well, I'm gonna try to do that. And so, because I don't think, to your point, people understand what they're selling or what they're doing.
When she presented here, didn't she have some finished artwork?
Yes.
Yes,
I would have liked to seen a couple of those. there.
that's a great idea. She didn't have any of that,
Okay.
David. Yeah.
Cause somebody walked into my house, saw it in the kitchen, and I'm like, yeah, I'll get around to doing it some ever, but it won't. But it's a beautiful piece and everybody likes the concept of create your own, make an orange, a green thing or a lime, a yellow thing.
And I am elated because the city garage is full now. You cannot get in the city
yes.
garage for Village Fest. And that is just, makes parking tough, but people are coming to Village Fest, so that's great. Yeah. Let's see.
I'll take that back.
Thank you.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
I forgot.
Seeing out there.
Everybody's probably,
You're gonna get everybody.
does everybody probably know that the Thompson Hotel has delayed its opening again?
No.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
from May 1st to September
Oh
30th.
my
Oh,
God.
no.
So you're hitting all 3 summer areas that people have been looking forward to coming here. Any idea what the shops are going to be up there? Other than the wine store, the Hall Vineyard, do you know what else is going in?
Yeah, they have them listed. I'll send it to you.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, they have, it's heavy restaurant though. That's
Oh.
part of
Okay.
the focus of Thompson Hotels, is
Yeah.
my understanding. And I know that they're gonna have like a separate wine thing, they got a separate beer thing there. And on the south side of the hotel, that is the last to be finished. That's a VIP area. It's gonna be adults only. It'll be a quieter pool area with their own pool. So it's kind of like they have 2 separate ideas and concepts in that hotel, but under one roof.
Good.
I have a question. So what about Cody Place? I also heard that there's food going into Cody Place. I think Rooster and the Pig.
That's a couple years away then.
But it's on South Palm Canyon.
Down by the old
Elon's on
Kentucky
one
Fried
side.
Chicken.
Yeah.
Those, because let's face it, downtown is stretching down there. I know that it wasn't the parameter that was outlined by maybe 5 councils ago, right? Or more so, but it's going to be. If we're really stretching downtown, we're stretching downtown, right? And that's what's happening.
Definitely. But when those parameters were put in, that was based on a business improvement district that they needed the votes in order to tax the businesses. So this is, whether downtown really stretches further, of course it does. I mean, Palm Canyon goes a long way. The core might be where it is right now.
And the
but there's
aspirations to stretch Main Street that way? The Main Street Road?
We're already inviting, as the city goes into districts, I'm already inviting the heads of the new districts to be agendized on Main
Like,
Street.
H3K, like going down that way.
I mean, you can go all the way up to Rick's now. Rick's is closing their breakfast restaurant and moving into the current.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody that would like to come to represent a district at the Main Street meeting is
Excellent.
welcome to
Yeah.
come 100%, because, I want to know what their issues are. And they should know what our issues are. How else do we fix things?
It's all Palm Springs business, right? It's not, it's
Right.
not just the one layer, good.
So I'm totally for that.
Okay. Can we remove C?
Yes, I will.
9C, I don't think we need any more
Right,
review.
that's okay.
We all decided how we wanted to do the vendor theory
It's
processing.
included in D.
Yeah, and we have a habit of just leaving these subcommittees.
Jasmine, anything on sidewalk vendors?
I don't have anything, but I have a meeting this week, so I should have a report at your next meeting, the meeting on Thursday. So I'll have the update.
Good.
They did
Citywide
talk
update.
Go ahead. Sorry, they did talk about it briefly at Main Street. The police talked about it. There are some very big issues over on Arenas. I mean, so they're having problems there that I'm not really seeing throughout the area, but it's a problem because, can you imagine Village Fest if nobody came and cleaned up the mess from the food area before we open in the morning? I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it's very unpleasant looking. So when you have the food vendors that are not supposed to be in certain places and they're dumping their grease and making a big mess and the smells coming into the other businesses. So they have to regulate it. The police said that they're going to regulate it. And I haven't seen it as a problem as for Village Fest personally. I just haven't seen it. I saw a couple people at the beginning, but I suggested they come get a booth.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
It
didn't,
hasn't
but-
been an issue at any of the other events that I oversee. Not yet.
Oh, of the events that you
Yes.
oversee.
Anything on the
Okay.
meeting time?
I'm sorry?
Meeting time, anything on that?
No updates on that.
And the birthday celebration still on?
Yeah, who's gonna be there?
I don't,
I'm gonna be there.
I wrote it down for the
Are
wrong
we-
week.
Thursday.
Are we doing the thing in the middle and handing out? Okay.
Yeah.
What we
And
did-
you
Conflict
say-
and, yeah, we should all be there, yeah.
I guess I am. I didn't know.
I don't
Huh?
know.
Okay.
Get there early because parking is,
Yes.
Oh, you get your
Parking.
Get your
permit.
parking.
park, I cannot figure out.
Talk
I
with.
park next to Oscars.
Oh, if you go,
Yeah.
you know.
Go
they
through the
have
cones and just
Yeah,
park on
on
Tockwitz.
Tockwitz, right
On
by the
Tockwitz,
little-
off of Indian Canyon or off?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have the cones up to stop traffic,
Yeah,
but we have parking passes. We can drive in there.
And
and you just move the signs.
Do you have a parking pass?
Yes.
Okay, so just call me and I'll make sure that I open the barricades for you and get you in.
Well, you know what happened last time? I had my little placard
Yes.
up and when I came back to
I
my
know.
car,
Yes.
it was surrounded by police.
Yes, they
officers.
almost told you,
And
and
there
then
was
they
a
came
tow
and got
truck.
me and said, oh, it's a
Well-
vendor. No, but they didn't see,
And
they
I
didn't
said,
look at that it was, yeah. I said,
they
no,
weren't
she's
gonna
a.
tow my car and it
No, no,
says
they
staff.
they
or
came
it
to me first because they saw it and I said, oh, no, that's our board member. That's not
Don't
a.
tow that car.
Yeah, that's not just a vendor. They thought it was a vendor. They just saw it. They didn't realize
But
that
what,
it's for staff, not for, it
so
said
he
staff.
said, next, the police officer said, next time put staff on, make sure you have staff. And I
It
went,
is, it does
"Look
say
at the
staff. It
placard.
does.
It
I know,
says
that's
staff."
what I'm saying. They didn't realize that they look the same, but
They
they,
towed
some
my
say staff.
car, I would have been.
If there's-
No, they would not.
If
They-
there's
they
cars
came to
parked
me.
on the curbs, where do you park? I
You
mean,
park on the street.
No, then in Tockwitz, there won't be cars parked on the curb. You'll have lots of room.
And you
But
can
don't
also
park in
park
the
on
red.
Andreas, can't you? That's where we
Yeah.
used to park. That was the original. That's where I parked. So if you go around Bellardo, you come onto Andreas.
Yeah, Andres is a
I know.
little smaller
Yeah.
area to park.
Just go
I'm
through
gonna
the
plow
truck.
that. I think that's what I'm
That's where
I'm
we.
gonna plow right through there.
Just go through the
Just call
cones.
me and I'll make sure that we get that.
And you have a placard, right? Because mine is in my car, which is still in the.
And ideally, if you let me know you're there, just in case that happens
Because I
again,
have
I can let them know, no, it's our board member, you need to check the pass.
What time do you want us there?
A little bit before 6, we plan on like right, right.
Because
at
the
6,
cupcakes go fast.
Yeah, doing a
So let's
quick
plan on
introduction.
5:30 so we can set up and.
Okay.
And are you having other people come to set up like you had last year? You had-
Yeah, our team will be out there.
Who's the
We'll get
food
everything set up.
donator or
I forgot you have a team.
Ralph's. Mhm.
Ralph's?
Yeah.
We get the cupcakes from Ralph's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Son-
always
Last
did.
year.
They don't, they're not.
1,000.
Jasmine made them.
Yeah,
last
right.
year.
I
Didn't we
told
get-
someone that,
didn't
and
we
then
get
they wanted my
like
business
2,000
card.
last year?
I was like, I'm just. What's that?
How many we get last year? Like 2,000 cupcakes?
Yeah.
They were gone.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be anybody making 2,000.
Yeah.
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 Do we have
That's a really good-
somewhat related note, do we have a Village Fest booth at the picnic the
Yes.
following weekend?
Yes.
Oh, at the picnic?
That's this
One
Saturday. isn't it?
PS.
No.
No,
No,
that's-
that's,
Yes.
that's,
My
yeah.
God, there's so much.
Now,
going
you
on
use
right now.
anybody's-
Picnic,
I'll be there.
11 to 2
You'll be at the booth?
on Saturday at Route Party Park.
I was like, how
That
many
was
times have you
my
done that?
Joy doesn't know anything about the picnic at all.
Nothing at all.
She made a good
I can help
location.
out at the booth for the
Okay.
first.
Good, I'll be there too. so.
Yeah, I'd have to leave it till.
We should
I'll
all,
be
if
at
we're
a
there,
booth
we should
next
stop
year.
by and offer to
Yeah.
get these guys break. Yeah.
Okay, another great meeting,
Yeah. Good
good
job.
vendors. We're getting a lot of food. Are we getting too much food? Are
Oh,
we
yeah,
filling up?
that's about it.
We're pretty full, aren't we?
That's all we got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have one item.
I make a move, we adjourn.
One
Sorry,
second.
just, I'll be brief, I'm sorry. The city of Palm Springs Department of Parks and Recreation hosts a World Art Day Festival. This is our second year, and Faith serves on the planning committee for it. But I realized that VillageFest does not participate in it, and we are actually the city's largest art festival that and we celebrate art. So I really would love for us to have some sort of presence at that event, very similar to the 1PS picnic. But it really is just a celebration of all different types of art. So I wanted to throw that out as an option.
What's the- where is it?
April 13th. April 13th.
Can you send out an email to everybody?
Absolutely, yes.
We'll get back to you and let you
And
know.
it's at Demuth Park. I believe it runs from
It's 4 to, I think it's 4 to 9.
4 to 8, 4 to 8, yeah.
And isn't an art fair where they're selling art and people are displaying their art and selling it?
No,
Kind of
it's just
like.
a celebration of different art. So some people do have art. I don't think anyone actually sells art
They're
though.
displaying art.
They display art programs, 8 art projects. There's a lot of art from youth. I would love, and it might be kind of tight on time, but if we readdressed the art that we did downtown. Do you remember with the youth art program? Very similar to your program. It would be a great opportunity because it's really family and youth based. So it'd be a good opportunity to engage people in that particular program, especially heading into the summer which is when we did it. We displayed all of the art from the youth. And we did that project.
No.
But why don't we pass out applications for
We should
village
with
events
this.
there?
Yeah.
And if we
Yeah.
see things that you think
That's a
would
great
be
idea.
That's a great
good,
idea.
I mean, here you have that right there.
Yeah. So I
So
would
are we
love
gonna
for us
ask
to
some of our
participate.
vendors?
What's that?
Are we gonna ask some of our vendors?
That's a good idea too.
I would love to have some actual vendors. We do have some who will be
The bus
there.
will be coming, the caricature artist is going to be
Mhm.
there.
Oh, so you already,
We do have some of our
Right.
artists there. Mhm.
Yeah, and a few food vendors and things. of
what
that
about the woman that does the canvases that she sketches in your paint? That's.
It would be
so-
a good
she
one
should
for
work
that.
with
That
one.
would be
Yeah, it
good.
would
I'll
be a
mention
good
that to her, yeah.
So I'll
And it's too
send,
bad those other guys aren't doing the terrariums.
Oh, yeah.
I know, yeah.
Oh, they're too busy with their candles.
Yeah.
They're soaps.
Maybe the staff people, I mean, as much as I don't. Personally, I don't get anything, but that would be cool for the kids.
I'll send everybody an email. If we could participate, I think it would be fantastic.
Awesome.
And they're trying to make it as, you know, free, I should say, I don't know,
As possible.
as
Yeah.
possible, so.
Faith, are we gonna do anything for the vendors at the birthday? We did last
We
year.
are, yes, so we put some bags together,
Oh, yay.
so, we actually have, like a pen and VillageFest cup and a little bag, and, I know that Dan and Celia, you guys went out last year.
They
and
loved it.
They
How many do
did,
you
yeah, so
have?
we had, you guys, with the card last time, we just kind of engaged
Yeah.
and brought them some
Yeah.
cupcakes,
You just
but,
powder
yeah,
it
so
up.
we have a bag for them this year for,
Yay.
we got 160 ready to go,
Oh,
so you guys should be
that's
busy.
great.
Wait, so
Get your
160, how do we decide we give them to?
Well, we don't give them to the food vendors. We give them to the,
We can give it to all, I counted for food vendors as
Oh, you
well,
did?
just one per booth.
so
you
there's
know,
enough
kind
for
of
everybody to have.
There
one.
is, yeah.
So there's only
There's like
160,
160, so.
so there's only 160 vendors on the street right now at a time?
I mean, that was when I counted a couple of weeks ago,
Okay.
so
Yeah.
we'll see what happens tomorrow.
I
this
know.
week.
If you
just
can
be
find,
embarrassed.
if you can find your name tags, wear those Thursdays so
Yeah.
people know you're on the board
Yeah.
at least.
We
And,
still have our little shirts and sweaters.
well, you guys have a little card.
Oh, we have an
little
apron,
card
too.
where the other- yeah.
Yes, we do.
We have an apron.
But I don't know if you wanna walk around the vendors with aprons on.
No.
Maybe.
My cardigan.
Carry a wand.
You have aprons that say village.
There you go.
Yes.
Celia, you're on.
Are there aprons for any of the new people here, or do you?
Yeah, we have, we should have lots.
Yeah, I think you're the only one who took one last year.
Yeah.
Everybody gave it.
I wear it when I go. I did ask for it too.
Yeah.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
No.
Thank you, everybody.
Somebody turn off that.
Clean
My
up
goodness.
this mess.
Mitchell, I have to tell you a funny story. I was thinking about you. My hand